Have you ever felt like you were just one moment, one lucky break, away from changing your entire life? But it never came? What if I told you that maybe it did, but you didn't see it? Because sometimes the universe speaks through symbols, through signs, through numbers. April 11th, 2025 isn't just another Tuesday. For those who are ready, it may be the day when everything shifts, not by chance, but by alignment. Let me share this. A man in his 60s, struggling for decades, began meditating nightly. He kept seeing the same 6 numbers in his dreams. On April 11th, he finally acted. The next week, his life changed, not in a lottery jackpot way, but in a way that brought peace, freedom, and stability. He said, "I didn't chase luck. I followed my intuition. This video isn't just about lucky numbers. It's about tuning in, preparing yourself, so when the door opens, you're ready to walk through." To kick off this journey, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more content packed with wisdom and clarity. And here's your first step. Comment below, "EO, I welcome growth and harmony into my life." It's a small action, but a powerful intention. Let's begin. Part 1. Number 18, Financial Transformation and Inner Renewal. In both Buddhist philosophy and numerology, the number 18 holds powerful meaning. It symbolizes transformation, rebirth, and the potential for growth after hardship. In numerology, 1 represents new beginnings, while 8 is the number of abundance and karmic balance. Together, they whisper a message. Through change comes fortune. But let's make this real. Let me tell you the story of Marco, a man who once built a thriving business in his early 40s until the 2008 financial crisis hit. In less than a year, everything crumbled. Bankruptcy, divorce, and depression followed like dominoes. For years, Marco believed he was a victim of bad luck. He clung to the past, replaying the mistakes, blaming the market, and slowly drowning in resentment. Until one morning, years later, he stumbled across a quote while scrolling online. "Nothing changes until you do." It struck him like lightning. For the first time, he asked himself, what if the biggest obstacle isn't out there, but in here? That day, Marco began meditating, not for peace, but for clarity. He journaled daily about his beliefs around money. He discovered a deep-rooted fear that he wasn't worthy of success anymore, that failure had permanently marked him. Slowly, he rewrote that story. Within a year, Marco wasn't just thinking differently, he was acting differently. He launched a new project, not to chase millions, but to serve others using his experience. And the money? It came, not all at once, but steadily, as if the universe was waiting for his mindset to mature. Lesson: transformation starts within. Number 18 invites us to let go of the old and make space for the new. It's not just about changing jobs or switching strategies. It's about transforming your relationship with money, self-worth, and fear. So ask yourself, what limiting beliefs around wealth are you still carrying? Are you clinging to an outdated version of yourself? What would happen if you trusted in the process of change? You don't need a lottery win to change your life. You need a shift in mindset and the courage to take small, consistent steps. Because abundance doesn't begin in your wallet, it begins in your mind. Let number 18 be your reminder that transformation is not only possible, it's already underway. Part 2. Number 7. Financial balance and inner harmony. The number 7 has long been revered across spiritual traditions as the number of wisdom, reflection, and balance. In Buddhist teachings, it is often linked to the journey inward, the calm, steady process of aligning one's outer life with inner truth. When it comes to finances, number 7 reminds us, wealth is not about having more, it's about needing less and using it wisely. Let me introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Hara, a retired couple living in a small mountain town. They don't own a big house, no flashy cars. Their wardrobe is simple, their meals even simpler. But every morning they rise before dawn to meditate together. Every week, they budget their groceries down to the last coin. They give to charity, grow their own vegetables, and even host a free tea ceremony every Sunday for their neighbors. Here's the surprise. Despite their humble lifestyle, they are financially secure, debt-free, a comfortable savings account, no stress, no chasing. When asked their secret, Mr. Hara simply smiled and said, "We know what's enough, and we know what's not worth the price. The wisdom of number 7. Number 7 doesn't urge you to reject wealth. It asks you to put it in its rightful place. In a world constantly pushing for more income, more status, more stuff, number 7 calls for a pause, a breath, a chance to ask yourself, am I spending money to feel better? Or because it aligns with my values? Is my financial stress coming from a true lack, or from chasing what I don't really need? Do I own my money, or does it own me? The Buddha once said, "Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth." True abundance, then, isn't about what you have. It's about how peacefully you can live with what you already do. Lesson: balance is the real wealth. Financial balance doesn't mean living in deprivation or giving up all material things. It means knowing when to stop. It's about spending in a way that brings you peace, not pressure. It's about earning money without sacrificing your health, your time, or your core values. Number 7 encourages you to build wealth with wisdom, to shape a life where money serves you, not the other way around. So this week, allow yourself to slow down, reflect on your choices, realign your actions with what truly matters, and ask yourself the most important question of all. Am I rich in peace? Part 3. Number 1. New beginnings and breaking financial limits. In numerology and spiritual traditions, the number 1 stands for rebirth, new beginnings, and the courage to step into the unknown. It's the number of the pioneer, the one who breaks away from the old to create something new. In Buddhist philosophy, this mirrors the concept of beginner's mind, an openness to life without the baggage of past failures or fears. Number 1 doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't ask, "Am I ready?" It says, "Let's begin." Meet Lena, a 28-year-old who used to work in a corporate office. Comfortable salary, stable routine, but a deep sense of emptiness. Every day felt the same. She often dreamed of starting a business that helped people eat healthier, but fear always stopped her. What if I fail? What if people think I'm crazy? One day, after yet another anxiety-filled meeting, she wrote a single sentence in her journal. "I am not meant to play small." That was her turning point. Within 3 months, she quit her job. She didn't have much savings, no investors, no big plan. But she had belief and action. She started small. Meal prepping for friends, then launching a blog, then a small online store, and it grew. It wasn't instant success, but with every step forward, her confidence grew stronger. Today, Lena runs a 6-figure wellness business, and more importantly, she's free. The message of number 1. Number 1 reminds us that you don't need it all figured out to start. You just need one bold move. It's not about perfection. It's about momentum. It's about choosing yourself before the world does. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. So ask yourself, what financial decision have you been putting off because of fear? Is it starting a side hustle? Investing for the first time? Asking for a raise? Your practice this week. Grab a notebook and write down one financial step you've been afraid to take. But deep down, you know it's necessary for your growth. Then ask, what's truly stopping me? What's the worst that could happen? And what's the best? This simple exercise can break the cycle of hesitation and start moving energy in your favor. Because sometimes the universe is just waiting for you to say, I'm ready. And number 1 is your cosmic green light. Part 4. Number 24. Stability and sustainable abundance. The number 24 carries the energy of completion, maturity, and long-term financial stability. In numerology, 2 represents cooperation and balance, while 4 symbolizes structure and discipline. Together, they create a powerful message. Sustainable wealth is not built overnight. It's the reward of steady, mindful effort. Unlike the flash and thrill of sudden riches, number 24 speaks to a quieter kind of success, one that lasts. Let me tell you about Mr. Kenji, a retired school teacher now in his 70s. He never earned a huge income. He never made headlines. But what he did do was stay consistent. At the age of 45, he began investing a small portion of his monthly paycheck into long-term index funds. No day trading, no chasing hot stocks. Just slow, steady contributions, month after month, year after year. He lived modestly, tracked his spending, and never deviated from his plan, even when markets crashed or friends laughed at his boring strategy. Now, over 20 years later, Mr. Kenji enjoys a calm, financially free life. His investments pay him monthly, his needs are covered, and most importantly, he sleeps well at night. His secret? I didn't try to get rich fast. I just refused to stop doing what worked. The wisdom of number 24. Number 24 reminds us that true wealth grows like a tree, slowly, with deep roots. It's easy to be tempted by shortcuts, risky ventures, high-stakes crypto, impulsive spending sprees. But 24 calls you back to discipline, patience, and trust in the long game. Ask yourself, are your financial habits built for the next 20 years, or just the next 20 days? Do your daily routines support stability, or feed chaos? In Buddhist thought, right effort is one of the Eightfold Path principles. It's not about working harder, but working wisely, consistently. Lesson: wealth that lasts is built on repetition. Financial stability isn't glamorous. It's showing up, again and again, doing the small things that compound over time. Saving 10%, budgeting, tracking, investing smartly, spending with intention. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements. Let number 24 remind you, you don't need luck. You need a system and the patience to trust it. Your future isn't shaped by one big win. It's shaped by the quiet, repeated decisions you make, starting today. Part 5. Number 3. Manifesting financial dreams through clarity and alignment. In spiritual traditions, especially in Buddhism, the number 3 represents the unity of mind, speech, and action, often referred to as Tam Tan. When these 3 aspects are aligned, our intentions become powerful. They take form. They manifest. In numerology, 3 is the number of creativity, communication, and manifestation. It reminds us that thought alone is not enough. We must speak and act in harmony with what we truly desire. Let me share the story of Maya, a single mother of 2, who once worked multiple part-time jobs just to stay afloat. Financial stress was her daily reality. She never had time, never had enough, and often questioned whether she'd ever break free from the cycle of struggle. One morning, feeling exhausted and hopeless, she took an old notebook and wrote, "I want to be debt-free. I want to provide for my children without fear." The act of writing it down, simply, clearly, shifted something inside her. From that day forward, she began a financial journaling ritual. Each morning, before the kids woke up, she wrote for just 10 minutes. Her financial goals, positive affirmations. I attract opportunities that support my family. One small action she would take that day toward abundance. She also became mindful of her words. No more saying, "I'm broke," or "I can't afford that." She replaced those with empowered language. "I'm building wealth. I'm prioritizing my needs." Over the next year, Maya made small but powerful changes. She started a side hustle using her baking skills. She tracked her expenses, created a budget. She paid off a credit card, then another. And one day, she looked up and realized her life had changed, not by magic, but by intention plus aligned action. The power of number 3. Number 3 teaches that clarity leads to manifestation. You must know what you want. You must speak it with conviction. You must act in ways that reflect it. When mind, speech, and action move as one, the universe listens. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Buddha, your practice this week. Take 5 minutes each morning this week to write. One financial goal you want to achieve. One belief you're replacing with something more empowering. One action, no matter how small, that supports that goal. This ritual aligns your internal energy with your external world. And over time, it creates momentum. Because writing down your dreams isn't wishful thinking. It's the first brick in the foundation of your future. Let number 3 be your daily reminder. Clarity, consistency, creation. Part 6, number 11, intuition and the universe's guidance. The number 11 is considered a master number in numerology, carrying a high spiritual frequency that connects the material world with the unseen, intuitive realm. In Buddhist philosophy, it resonates with awakening, a call to become more aware, more present, more in tune with the wisdom already within. Number 11 is not loud. It doesn't shout. It whispers. And those who are quiet enough to listen often find themselves in flow with the universe. Let me tell you about Tomo, a 65-year-old man living in Osaka. For most of his life, Tomo had a habit of writing down his dreams every morning. He believed dreams were messages, little signs from the subconscious, or maybe even from the universe. One month, he began dreaming of the same sequence of numbers, 4, 11, 22, over and over. He would wake up confused but curious. After the 3rd time, he took it seriously. He bought a small lottery ticket using the number 11 as the base, including variations of it. He didn't win a jackpot, but he did win enough to clear his remaining debts and afford a long-postponed surgery for his wife. It wasn't about the money, Tomo said. It was about listening, trusting, acting on what felt right. The quiet power of number 11. Number 11 is deeply connected to intuition, that gut feeling, that nudge, that inner whisper we often ignore. We live in a world that values logic, proof, data. But some of life's most important decisions don't come from spreadsheets. They come from stillness. When you start paying attention to your intuition, you start aligning with a larger flow, the universe's gentle way of guiding you where you're meant to go. How often have you felt something strongly, but brushed it off? A sudden pull toward a number, a person, a place. That's number 11 at work. Lesson: trust yourself, even when it makes no sense. Number 11 reminds us, sometimes the most powerful signs are the ones that can't be explained. A number you keep seeing, a dream that keeps returning, a coincidence that doesn't feel like one. These are breadcrumbs, clues, signals, and the more you trust them, the more the universe reveals. This week, slow down. Notice what's showing up repeatedly in your life. Pay attention to feelings that don't come from logic, but from knowing. Because trusting your intuition isn't magical thinking, it's trusting your deepest self. Let number 11 be your guide into deeper listening. And watch how abundance follows when you walk with the universe, not against it. Part 7. From personal energy to collective abundance. Align, connect, and trust. Now that you've explored the spiritual meaning behind each number, it's time to turn that insight into real-life action. Try this. For the next 6 days, spend a few quiet minutes each morning meditating on one of the 6 numbers we've discussed. Let it guide your thoughts. What does it stir in you? What area of your financial life feels connected to it? Then open a journal and write, what number do I feel most drawn to today? What message might it be offering me? What one action can I take to honor that energy? Even 5 minutes of this daily reflection can realign your mind with clarity and abundance. But don't walk this path alone. As the Buddha taught, happiness never decreases by being shared. The same is true for luck, intention, and growth. We encourage you to share in the comments below. What number did you feel most connected to this week? Did you notice any repeated numbers around you? On clocks, receipts, or dreams? You're not imagining it. These are signals. Just ask the group of elderly friends in Chiang Mai who committed to meditating together for 10 minutes a day, using lucky numbers as their focus. One woman suddenly received financial support from a cousin she hadn't heard from in 15 years. Coincidence? Or energy in motion? When we collectively focus on abundance, we amplify it. You help others rise, and the energy rises with you. This week, stay open. Look for those repeating numbers, like 1111, or a number that keeps showing up. Write it down. Speak it out loud. And most importantly, act on what your intuition tells you. Because the universe speaks softly, but always to those who are listening. By now you've realized, these aren't just numbers. They're mirrors of your potential, symbols of transformation and gentle nudges from the universe. Each number, 18, 7, 1, 24, 3, and 11, carries a message, a lesson, an invitation to align your inner world with outer abundance. But remember this, nothing changes until you do. You can watch every video, read every teaching, but it's the action, the pause to reflect, the decision to trust, the small step taken today that creates lasting wealth. So ask yourself, which number spoke to you the loudest? What belief will you let go of this week? And what bold move, no matter how small, will you finally take? Because you're not here by accident. If you've watched this far, something inside you is ready. Comment below, I'm aligned and open to receive. Let that be your declaration. And if this journey has stirred something within you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who could use a sign today. The universe is listening. The numbers have spoken. Now, it's your move.